Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about a few important topics. First of all, we're going to cover the status of US embassies and consulates right now. Specifically, I'll tell you what's happening in Russia, India, Pakistan, Jamaica, Nigeria, and a few others. We'll give you the most up-to-date information as to what's happening in these posts and a few others. Also, we'll talk about NVC wait times. Why is it taking so long for NVC to process your case? How do you check your NVC wait times? And how to continue to expedite your case with NVC right now. We're going to talk about this and much more, so make sure you stick to the end of this video. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration updates, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnik, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I practice immigration in all 50 states. And I enjoy making those videos for you because I think it empowers you, it gives you the information that you need, and especially now we're talking about US embassies. Every week things change, and we try to stay up to date, and we try to be on top of this information, so I'll be able to bring it back to you every single week. So, quick reminder, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos or any of our live streams, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. So let's talk about US embassies and consulates. What's happening this week? Well, we've gathered some information from our large Facebook group, from a lot of our clients, and also from other data that we get through our association to be able to pass that information to you. Like I said, it's nothing official, but it's from data that we're getting on a weekly basis. So let's talk about different consulates and what's happening at these posts. First we want to talk about is Mumbai, India. So Mumbai, India is slowly reopening. Interviews are being conducted. Right now they're scheduling interviews for people that are documented qualified through NVC from May and June of 2020. And they're starting also to push towards July of 2020 as well. So if you have a case that documented qualified from NVC around that time frame, you should be getting a notice for an interview very soon. Also, they're giving priority for immigrant visas, for children under 21, and also for those that are going to be aging out. Those are still getting priorities at the US Embassy in Mumbai. It is important to know that if you had an interview scheduled before and it was canceled because of COVID-19 issues, you need to be proactive and contact this embassy right now. Also, we're still getting quite a few approvals right now for national interest exceptions through hardship for family members. The embassy in India is entertaining those requests. So if your case is still stuck waiting and you need that to be approved faster, it is worth it to try to do a national interest exception request for expedite. Make sure you do it correctly, or text me at 619-483-4549. Text number is right here as well if you need help to expedite your case. Moving on to Islamabad in Pakistan. The US Embassy in Islamabad is also slowly reopening. They are now processing cases that are being sent from NVC that were documented qualified in May and June of 2020. So if you have such a case, make sure that you email them and check and see why your interview has not been scheduled. Again, similar to what's happening in Mumbai, they're also giving priorities to immigrant visas, children under 21, and also age-out cases, and also certain adoption cases as well. Again, it's very important to be in touch with that embassy. Now, while this is happening, we still hear from some clients and also from members of our Facebook group as well that there have been some delays at that post. They still entertain national interest exceptions expedited, although they're a little bit slow and more difficult to process, but they will take your case if you have a good reason. And so we definitely encourage you to try that if your case is slow and stuck. Let's talk about my favorite embassy, Moscow in Russia. Moscow right now is still not processing routine visa applications. Unfortunately, there's a lot of delays right now. We're not sure yet what is the priority that they will be requesting cases to be sent from NVC. What we do know is that it's a very slow post. They still do process national interest exceptions for expedited, although those are going a little bit slow. But I can tell you a strategy that I use in Moscow right now is that we try to request alternative posts. And look at this example. So what you see on the screen right now is our request to move a case. It was a K1 that we moved from Moscow to Kazakhstan, right? So it's an alternative post. And you can see on the screen right now, they accepted it. Kazakhstan accepted it, and now this case will continue for an interview, and it's going to be a very fast process for this particular family to be able to get their visas and come to the United States. We've seen a similar success with a CR1 case, also from Moscow, that we moved to Poland, right? So remember, that's another strategy. If your case is stuck at your embassy and they're not processing, you can request your case to be transferred. There's a special way to do so, but if they accept it, then the second post, the alternative post, will be able to take your case faster, and you're not going to have to wait. So remember, if you're in Moscow, please consider doing that strategy. Kazakhstan will do so, Poland will do so, and I think Ukraine as well. We had some cases as well. So again, it's important to discuss with your attorney, if you have an attorney, different strategies, and be proactive, because you can't be waiting so long. You can't be separate from your families. And I hear you guys. That's why we're looking for creative ways to help our clients to get things done. Moving on to Manila, the Philippines. Once again, Manila, just like Moscow, they're not processing routine visa services yet, although they started giving priority to K1 petitions and immigrant visas specifically based on marriage. Once again, right now the best strategy with Manila is to try to expedite your case if you can, using the national interest exception. And in some pretty severe cases, there's no choice but to file a lawsuit against this embassy, because they've really been dragging their feet and delaying a lot of our cases. But remember, it is still possible to get an expedited, and hopefully in my next update, I'll be able to report that this embassy is finally open for routine visa processing. Let's talk about Jamaica. A lot of you have been asking me about Jamaica, and Jamaica is finally starting to open their embassy for routine visa services. It's definitely been very slow, but they are giving priority also for national interest exceptions. So if you need to expedite your case, it could be a good opportunity to do so. And of course, they are allowing students and H-1B workers and J-1 visa holders to schedule their appointments if they need to do so, because they're not processing those non-immigrant visas as well. What we understand from Jamaica is that they're processing cases that were documented qualified at NVC from June of 2020, as well as some cases from May of 2020. Again, this information can change on a weekly basis, but it's a good sign that they're doing so right now. Let's talk about Nigeria. Nigeria has been a big pain point for a lot of our clients, a lot of our YouTube channel viewers. Nigeria is starting to reopen slowly. What they're doing right now, they're processing cases priority for K1s and immigrant visas that were not able to come because of the proclamation. As you remember, the travel ban, the Muslim ban. Cases that were rejected through March 2020 through July 2020 are getting priority right now to be scheduled for interviews. Remember, if you have a case in Nigeria, you need to email the embassy in Lagos and figure out what's happening with your case. They're also giving priority for immigrant visas, for spouse cases, for K1 visa, for children under 21 and age out cases, as well as adoptions. So again, it's going to be a lot of chaos in this post. We know that. So it's important for you to be diligent, follow up with them on a regular basis. They are working, they are starting to reopen. And again, if your cases are really stuck, they do give priority to national interest exceptions if you qualify and you meet that exception. So some good news in Nigeria, and I'll continue to update you as well once we know more information. The last few posts I'm going to talk about are Frankfurt in Germany and Madrid in Spain. So both of these embassies are now partially open. Again, there's definitely some issues with lockdowns in Europe, and they're really careful about processing people in those posts. But we do hear some reports from clients and people that are in our groups that say that they were able to get interviews, immigrant visa interviews right now. I don't have yet full confirmation that these posts are fully reopened, but we do know that in Europe, Frankfurt and Madrid are definitely leading the way. And so if you do have cases in those posts, I highly encourage you to contact them directly and see where your cases are at. So I'll do more of these updates once we collect that data for you guys, and we'll release them on future videos. So to summarize, we gave you some good information about different posts and embassies around the world. If your embassy wasn't covered, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to see if we can get some more information. If you need help with your specific embassy case, make sure you text us at 619-483-4549 to set up an individual consultation so I can look in your case and tell you exactly what we can do right now to get you out of your stuck situation. And if you know anybody that needs to know about this information, make sure to share this video. I promise you they'll thank you later. Alright, so now let's talk about NVC wait times. This is a painful topic. People are confused. Why are NVC processing times so important? It's important to know because everybody wants to know, even roughly, when are they going to start working on your case, when are they going to complete working on your case, when are the cases going to be sent from USCIS to NVC. It's important to know because it's taking forever. And so there is a way to check on NVC processing times, and I'm going to show you how in a minute. First thing you want to do is go to the NVC processing times website. So the link to the NVC processing times is in the description of this video, and also you should see it on the screen right now, so you'll be able to go there as well and check on the status of your NVC case. So the way it works is that it's broken down in a few sections on that website. So if you can see, they have a section there that says current case file creation time. This is the current case creation time frame. So, as of the recording of this video, April 12, 2021, NVC is working on cases that were received from USCIS on March 30th, 2021. What that means is that if your case was approved before March 30th, 2021, it has a good chance to be ready to be sent to the NVC right now. And it gives us a good indication as to what kind of cases they are working on right now. And also for you who are waiting and pending at USCIS, you will know. So the moment your case is approved over there, if it's before March 30th of 2021, there's a good chance that that case could already be sent to the National Visa Center. The next section we're going to look at is the current case review time. So if you look at the screen right now, you can see current case review time as of April 12, 2021, when we are recording this video. They're reviewing documents submitted to them on February 7th, 2021. So basically, these are the cases that they're working on right now. And again, before they will review your case, you have to remember that you have to pay all the fees. You have to submit the affidavit of support, supporting financial documents, the DS-260, and all the applicant's civil documents. Only once all that is completed, they are actually going to be working on your case. And right now, they're working on completed cases that they were submitted to them on February 7th, 2021. So that gives you an indication as to where they are at the moment with NVC. So if you feel that your case was submitted, let's say, before February 7th, and still you have not heard anything from them, there'll be a good indication that you need to contact NVC, start making an inquiry. We'll talk about that in a second, how to do so. But just be mindful that you can check on your case status. You can be aware. You shouldn't be in the dark, because all that information is available in the public, and this is the way for you to check on your case specifically right now. Let's look at our next section. Next section is the current public inquiry form. So if you are stuck, your case is stuck, you want to check with NVC, as of April 12, recording of the video, they're responding to inquiries received on March 30th, 2021. So if your case is stuck, if you have confusion, documents are not there, you know what's going on with your case, you can email them. There's a public inquiry form, and they will respond to your inquiries. And again, right now they're working on inquiries that were submitted on March 30th, 2021. And if we go up into the top of this form, we're going to click on the public inquiry form link. And that's actually a link where you can put your case number, the principal applicant's full name, petitioner's full name, and your question below. And like I said, right now they're working on questions that were sent to them on the 30th of March. And if you have a problem with your case, you can also inquire using that public inquiry form as well. So as you can see, there is a way for you to check and see if your case is within normal processing times. If it's outside, you can use the public inquiry form and or contact NVC by phone. The phone numbers is also listed on that website as well that I shared with you. Now remember, it is very important to understand that they are backlogged. If you remember my previous videos, I mentioned to you that NVC is now being used almost as a warehousing facility for all these cases that the embassies are not able to accept right now because they're not processing cases on a regular basis. At least most of them are not. But as they start to reopen, as they start to request those files from NVC, you're going to see processing times are going to go much faster, and hopefully by the end of the summer, we're going to see a much better improvement of those cases. So Hopefully this information was helpful. I know a lot of you have been asking me about NVC processing time, why it's taking so long. Hopefully that information was helpful, and also the information about the US embassies, the individual ones, what's happening with them. I'll continue to make more of these videos because I know it's important for you and I know you like that. And I'll continue to provide that information as soon as it becomes available, and we'll continue to make our research and aggregate that specifically for you. Once again, if you're here for the first time, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this channel with more people just like you. And also, I know many of you have questions. I know many of you need help, specific help from me. Please text the phone number 619-483-4549. It's a text number created specifically for you, for our YouTube channel viewers, so you can get the help you need, set the consultation, so we can start working together to get you unstuck from your current visa situation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I'll see you in our next video.